So, like, my problem with kind of going back and forth with companies is that you have to always like determine is that like yo for me at least, I'm gonna say you, but for me, I'm in like kind of like you're always in a limbo, in a state of limbo. And because you're in that state of limbo, it's kind of it can be exhausting. So it kind of takes a lot of energy, a lot energy that can be spent other places, can be spent doing other things, better things. Especially if you don't end up getting the result that you intend. Um, but you don't always get everything that you intend. That's not how life is. Especially when you're right, it can be frustrating. And then towards the end is like, for me personally, how I think is like it's pointless. But the reason why I say you're in always in like limbo is because, or I say like I feel like I'm in limbo, or I can feel like I'd be in limbo, is because um you're constantly battling whether or not you should take it there. About whether or not I should take it there, and which then it's like, okay, if I take it there, if I don't take it there, I would preferably, well, it's better to kill people with kindness is the best way, I believe. No need to take it there. We can get it subtly done, cool. We can get it formally done, cool. But then the thing about that is like with companies and certain people, that's where people foolishly or they then see the opportunity to take advantage, or not only just not take advantage, but take advantage, or at least, yeah, take advantage. Let's use that word. That's not the proper word, but let's use that word. And then, so then you're like, yo, if I would have just took it there, and when I say take it there, I don't mean like act crazy. I mean, it could be act crazy. It could be act like a Karen. It could be um, just be more stern. It could be be persistent. And with doing that, it's like I should have just took it there, and they probably would have. They would have obliged, because if someone else would have took it there, they would have obliged. But then if you take it there, then you kind of like it's not guilt trip, but guilt trip, gaslit, and you're like, hold up, like you get feel like you just did overly too much. But in reality, if you didn't do overly too much, you were not going to get what was owed to you, or the fair exchange, or the fair outcome. So it's kind of like a balance of figuring out like, because it's like, should I do too much in order to ensure that I get what I need to get, or do I kind of try to be cordial with these people? But then if you don't get it being cordial, you're like, I should have took it there. And then if you don't get what you want when you take it there, then it's kind of like I just did too much, or you kind of feel like that. But you might not feel that way because it's like at least I tried. Um, but it's also the reason why I say it's kind of draining, because or it's draining, it's because you're like in that limbo of trying to figure out, trying to be cordial. I mean, if you want to be crazy, then that's different for people who just be crazy. But if you're a person who's kind of like, you kind of can be in both, but you're trying to do one, trying to be one before you get to that level because you feel you don't believe that it needs to get there, then it's kind of, because it's like now you think I can't get there and I can get there, but now you think I won't get there, I can't get there. So you're going to try to stall or play it out or whatever in order to get you, in order to like to do that, to get your way. But it's like, no, I could get there. I could have got there from the beginning. Maybe we would have solved this problem. We would have to stay here for, I had to keep calling you guys for a week, 2 weeks. But then sometimes like, oh, you don't need to do that. And I guess it's like that's where you understand different people and understanding how they work. And it comes with life. And also, with that being said, you can't just not do something because of that limbo or that frustration or that annoyance. Um, because if you just let it go, then and you don't try because of that, then you won't get what you want at all. There's for sure 100%. You may not get it even if you do try all of that, whether or not you're calm or you take it there. But if you don't try at all, then you for sure do not get what you need to get. So I guess at the end of the day, it's one of the core takings from that is you just still take the risk. You just got to risk it. Or also push past the uncomfortability because that uncomfortability is going to for sure make sure you don't get nothing at all. That comfortability is going to make sure that you for sure don't get nothing at all. And in order to get what you need, to get what you want or move ahead and push through things, you're going to be uncomfortable. So